Hello, I'm live. Okay. सो ये जो नॉइस कैंसलेशन फोन हेडफोन्स है ये बहुत बढ़िया है. मतलब मैं सुबह ट्रैफिक में आ रहा था एंड टुडेज सोलो कास्ट essentially a rant on people who come to traffic every day to certain places. But before I get to that, these headphones are so good, and yet in noise cancellation, yet मेरे पीछे जितनी आवाज आ रही है ना, it's bothering me and it's not funny because probably speaker बहुत loud है यहाँ पे, या ये कैफे छोटा है या फिर पता नहीं क्या है. Anyway, so today is solo cast. Today is June 11, and I am at a Starbucks which is not in in Warsaw. This Starbucks is in Powai, and I'm here because I have to meet somebody for lunch. तो मुझे लगा कि लंच के लिए आना है, दिन में ट्रैफिक हो जाएगा तो मैं सुबह आया था. And oh man, what a decision to come in the morning, because even in the morning there is so much hassle and so much pain and so much rush on the road that अगर मैं दिन में आता तो मैं मर जाता. Let me explain. So while coming from my house to Powai, I had to cross multiple parts of the city. So I passed a part which is called SEEPS, Special Economic Promotion Zone करके है अंधेरी east में. This is where a lot of these offices and back offices and processing centers and ops teams sit. So think of blue collar work. And SEEPS में ना it was saddening sight, man. मतलब मेरे को ऑफिस सीट में था, मैं रोज आता था, but I missed it because I was probably part of the scenery. Today I was not part of the scenery and I could see it from distance. You know, people would come and everybody was soulless, listless. धूप में खड़े हुए हैं, वड़ा पाव खा रहे हैं, पानी पी रहे हैं, परेशान है, धक्का मार रहे हैं. मतलब it was very heart wrenching, to be honest. And for those people, you know, I had two emotions there when I was doing that. A, on one side I was like कि fuck, इंडिया में इतनी पॉवर्टी है, उसके बाद भी लोग मेहनत कर रहे हैं, आगे काम कर रहे हैं और चीजें कर रहे हैं. And on the other side I was thinking कि shit यार, मतलब these people probably don't live in Bombay, they're not from Bombay, they would probably have moved here from the MP, Karnataka, Bihar, whatever. And they've left their homes and families and loved ones to come and struggle for what? For like these 25,000 rupiah and this grind of every day going to office in dhoop and garmi and jostling for space and all that. It was very sad. I cannot tell you how sad it was. And then I had to cross L&T as a part. Now L&T is where the other end of the spectrum is. This is where all these corporate offices are. A lot of pharma companies are there, a lot of tech companies are there, a couple of consulting companies are there. And there it was a different scene altogether. Here I saw people who were probably like me. When I say like me, पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं, MBA किया होगा उन लोगों ने या इंजीनियरिंग किया होगा, अच्छे कपड़े पहने थे, not like me. They were wearing formal clothes. एक आदमी ने टाई पहनी है, एक आदमी ने जैकेट पहनी है. All the women were dressed into, you know, formals, and they were again rushing to reach their office. Now this is where, if on the first sight when I met people, when I saw people in seats, if it was sympathy, this was heartbreak, man. But these are people who are probably privileged. मैंने देखा भी है Twitter पे सुबह. When I say privileged, they had the money, the awareness, and the effort to go through education, and they actually studied hard, and they ensured that they actually get to get great nokris at these great places. And they are all dressed up in their best formals or whatever, and carrying their laptop bags and toting it to work. You know, if I were to make a imagery in my head, imagine an elephant who's carrying its own chain and the peg with which the chain is chained, and they go to office and they are again soulless, listless, थोड़े sad है, थोड़े वो है. And then I was thinking लोग क्यों करते हैं? And I was thinking about my friends who actually have this kind of nokris, and I realized they do it because they want to make a great home and a great living for their loved ones, and B, they also have this societal pressure to live in a certain manner, which I think most people don't admit, but end of the day that becomes a large conversation. And I'll give you a side example of this. Most people who I know who live in Chembur, they are compromising by living in Chembur only because for them Chembur is that compromise. It says bhi kisi ke paas hai, thoda naya upcoming space hai, etc. And they only do it because they want to get a house, and they also want to get a house which they are proud to show off to the world. So to this experience of my travel in the morning to Powai, oh man, eyes opened up, and suddenly I have so much more gratitude towards my life, and last 3-4 days haven't been the kindest. मतलब पुणे से आने के बाद से मुझे लग रहा है कि यार क्या लाइफ है, पैसे भी नहीं है, घर अच्छा नहीं है, AC अच्छा नहीं है, पता नहीं क्या क्या. I'm in the self-pity wailing mode wherein I'm questioning my life choices in terms of money and why I'm supporting other people and I can't make my ends meet and पता नहीं क्या क्या. But when I saw this grind, I realized that I'm super grateful that I don't have to do this grind. So obviously there are people who are like artists who do their things and they get paid a lot of money, which is fine. But with the cards that I was dealt, I think I have been able to get to a place wherein I'm extremely grateful about my life and I'm very, very happy about how I live. So I'm not okay. Here's the thing: I'm not trying to derive pleasure out of the misery of these people, but I'm trying to derive gratitude from the decision that I've taken to be able to live a life wherein I don't have to rush every day at a certain hour, dress up in a certain manner, speak to somebody in a certain manner, and so on and so forth. मतलब अभी भी clients के लिए करना पड़ता है मुझे, but I have a lot more choice and a lot more agency and a lot more deliberation in the way I live my life, and I think that's the best thing that has happened to me today, and I'm extremely grateful for that. So yeah, this is the video for the day. I hope the audio is clear because this is an important conversation. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. See you around.